everybody. It's Daniel here, and this is our next Emotional English Podcast episode where we learn an English language effortlessly, emotionally, filled with energy, and of course, positively. Welcome, everyone. Today is the day when we will learn another great topic with you guys. So today we speak about how to stop an anxiety from coffee. How to stop an anxiety from coffee. What is an anxiety? Do you know what is an anxiety? An anxiety is a big problem. It's a problem when you're scared a lot, when you're like, oh my God, I don't want to go outside because there are a lot of people there. I'm so anxious. I'm very scared of these people outside. And we're getting this anxiety from coffee. It's a very bad habit. All of us loves coffee, right? We love our coffee, but coffee with a big amount, right? When we drink big amounts of coffee, we having some troubles with our health. Or we're facing some troubles. We're having some bad issues, right? So, and today I want to discuss some great things. How can we recognize the symptoms? And then how can we cut our caffeine intake? And then, finally, I would like to say a couple words about how to live a healthy lifestyle to avoid this issue. So it's all kind of interconnected topics between each other, but I want to say a couple things for you guys with a discussion of a new vocab related to our discussion, okay? And we do have some nice interesting statements here. As always, I'm using wikihow.com. It's a great website where you can read a lot of interesting, simple English topics, right? About how to do things, right? And today, like I said before, we discuss how to stop an anxiety from coffee, right? So I'm a big coffee drinker. I love coffee, but I'm trying to control my addiction nicely. When you drink a lot of your coffee, it's a big problem for you, right? It's called bad habit, right? So, or it's a big obsession, right? Obsession, it's a big connection with your thing, which can be your, let's say what it can be. It can be your, it can be a thing which you really love, okay? For example, you can be obsessed with sugar, or you can be obsessed with candies, or you can be obsessed with McDonald's, right? You want it all the time, right? So this is the obsession. And most people around the world, right, they do have this coffee obsession. And in the reason of this obsession, we feel an anxiety. So, and to see why it happens, I'm not going through the whole topic of recognizing the symptoms, but I would say just a couple statements, right? What you should do. I don't want to read the whole thing about it, but it's the start, right? First of all, we should, let's say, we kind of expect anxious symptoms if you have more than 4 or 5 cups of coffee, right? This is the general idea. If you drink too much of coffee, if you have an uncontrollable trouble with your coffee, right? Uncontrollable obsession, so probably it leads to an anxiety, right? Then you can check yourself, and if you have the problem with restlessness, right? And another one is jitters, right? Jitters is like, how can I explain it to you, right? Jitters, it's like a thing when your hands are shaking, like this, you know? So your hands are shaking, and the problem called jitters, right? And restlessness, right? When you cannot be calm, it's like, oh my God, I should do something. So this happens with you when you have a lot of coffee. So you feel kind of drugged, okay? You're like on the drugs. So the same, coffee, it's a big drug, to be honest. And when you have a lot of coffee, you have jitters, you have restlessness, you cannot control your calmness, and that's actually the symptom which you're having. The next one, what can happen with you, it's a mood swings, right? What is a mood swings? It's when in the morning you have a bad mood, then you've got a coffee, you have a good mood, then your mood changed again. It happens because you've got this bad addiction, and in the reason of this addiction, you're very irritable, right? You're irritable, your mood changes very quickly, you're getting frustrated pretty fast, and that's all interconnected with your coffee addiction. All right. So when you control your coffee intake, so you're kind of good because your mood is not changing much and you're not that irritable as you drink 5 or 6 cups a day, right? That's a completely different story. So the next one, it could be the things, we can use some devices, right? We can elevate our heart rate and our blood pressure using some doctor's help, right? And you can go to the hospital, you can check what's going on with your health. Just scan yourself and then you'll understand is everything is fine with you or something is wrong. And then we're going to the main idea of our today's conversation. It's about cutting your caffeine intake. So you know that you do have some symptoms. You recognize your symptoms that you've got so much coffee. You have this big obsession with your coffee, and now you want to do something about it. And the thing what you can do about it is to go and cut your caffeine intake. So every coffee cup contains some caffeine inside, right? So, and we're trying to control it. We're trying to take it less than before, right? And right now, I'm going to discuss, let's say, how many of them? Like eight recommendations, what we can do day by day with our cutting caffeine intake, right? That's the main idea. So let's go step by step. I'm going to read the name of our paragraph, then I'm going to read it. If we have some new vocab here, I'm going to comment it, and then I'll ask you a couple questions. If you have a chance, please answer me immediately. All right. It means right away. Don't think much. Just the idea here is when I'm asking you a question, try to answer immediately without big thinking process. Okay. So just give me something. It doesn't matter. Is it correct or not? But I need your reaction. So that's the practice for today. So let's begin. So we are starting from track how much coffee you are drinking every day. So that's the first statement. And we should track how much coffee we're drinking every day. What does it mean, track, right? It means when you control yourself using the special list or a notepad or, I don't know, journal. So you're tracking, you're controlling what you're doing. Let's imagine how people can track things. You can track your training process. You can track your coffee intake, right? Your caffeine intake day by day. You can track how many sweets you eat daily, right? So you can control it all by a special journaling process, right? So you can track how much coffee you're drinking every day with a little journal. So you can start a caffeine or coffee journal, like I said before, and write down every time you have a cup. Write down how much coffee you've had and whether you brewed it yourself or bought it from a cafe or coffee shop. At the end of the week, look back at how much coffee you had every day so you can see where you need to cut it from your diet. Yeah, when you say the phrase, I want to cut it, it means you want to stop doing it. So, for example, when you say, cut it, hey man, cut it, stop it, right? So stop doing this, right? You can cut your coffee intake, you can cut your sugar intake, you can control it, and you can remove it from your diet, right? You can cut it right from your diet. So My question to you, what kind of thing you can use to control or track your coffee consumption? Okay. You can use a list or a journal or a notepad, right? You can write down every time you have a cup into this journal. And that's how you're going to control your intake, right? So the next little comment they have here, they say, keep track of how you feel after you've had your coffee, too, since you'll be able to see how much you've had before you start feeling anxious. Okay, so we have two situations. First of all, we have an anxiety when we feel a lot of stress, right? And then we have the tracking process when we try to control what we feel every cup of coffee we drink. So we're trying to just write it down, right? We're just writing down how much coffee do we drink a week, for example, right? Then we're trying to look back, and then we try to cut, let's say, one coffee from a week, right? One coffee cup a week, it's a good job because I know how hard is it to stop drinking coffee. So you can start from just a literate, let's say, one small cup of coffee a week, right? If you're cutting one cup a week, it's not that bad. It's not that dangerous for your, let's say, nervous system, right? Second statement, what they recommend us to do here is to switch to a switch to half calf or decaf blend. So your drinks aren't as strong, right? So what is half calf or decaf blend? It's a specific type of coffee which you have with an exact amount of caffeine inside, right? For example, if you drink half calf, it means the 50% of caffeine inside of your coffee, right? Concentrated. So then you have a decaf coffee blend. It means that the full coffee blend is containing a very, very small amount of your caffeine. So this is a very good thing to do because I'm a big fan of taste, okay? Maybe I'm not a big fan of caffeine. I'm a big fan of taste of coffee. So it's just this mood, right? I'm really excited every single time when I have a beautiful, delicious cup of coffee with creamer, right? This is the best, I guess. And that's my option. So I really like this option. I really like this recommendation when you can switch to a half calf or decaf blend. So because, sometimes people, they feel very bad with their headaches when they just jump to the decaf blend completely. But you can start from a half calf. It's only 50% of caffeine inside of your coffee, and you'll be completely fine. So, what they say here and how they comment here, let's see together. So, you can, rather than having full strength coffee, look for varieties that are lower in caffeine. For a slight pick-me-up, get a blend that half caffeinated and half decaf. For late nights, try having decaf. That way, you can still enjoy the flavor of the coffee throughout the day, but won't develop an anxiety from too much caffeine. Okay, so I will read it step by step right now with you with some commenting, and then I will ask you a couple of questions, okay? My first question to you, do you understand what you should do if you want to start switching to the different type of coffee, right? What kind of coffee you can start drinking? Yeah, you're right. It can be half calf, half caffeinated, or decaffeinated blend, right? Blend, it's, the word blender, right? Right? So you can blend things, and when you have a coffee bean, you can blend your coffee bean into a powder, and then you can make your coffee, right? So this is the half caffeinated or decaffeinated blend, right? So you drink every day not that strong coffee, okay? So we try to drink not very strong coffee daily. We try to make it smooth. It's the opposite of strong. We want a smooth coffee, right? We want to smooth option, right? So let's begin. Rather than having full strength coffee, look for varieties that are lower in caffeine. Pretty understandable. So we don't need a full strength coffee. We're looking for varieties, for different options, right? That are lower in caffeine. For a slight pick-me-up, get a blend that's half caffeinated and half decaf. So I like this phrase, for a slight pick-me-up, right? So it means it's like a cheating option, right? So you're still drinking your favorite coffee, right? You're still picking your coffee, but you're doing it with a blend that a half caffeinated only or decaffeinated totally, right? For late nights, why it's so good for late nights? Because you're trying to having decaf and then you're not having any trouble with your sleep, right? So when you have a coffee at night, it's dangerous for your sleep. But when you have a decaf coffee at night, you're completely fine. You're good. You can easily go to bed and you can easily sleep well. Next, that way you can still enjoy the flavor of the coffee throughout the day, but won't develop an anxiety from too much caffeine. Okay, so that way we're kind of enjoying the flavor of the coffee. You know, when you drink your coffee, you can understand, do you have a chocolate flavor or nutty flavor, or you have vanilla flavor if you like some syrups, additives, right? So you can add some flavor, some liquors or some syrups into your coffee so you can have another flavor of your coffee, right? And here you can still enjoy the flavor of a normal plain coffee throughout the day, but won't develop an anxiety from too much caffeine, okay? Pretty smart way, like we discussed before. I know that I'm kind of repeating myself again and again here, but you know, guys, I'm trying to say more and more words for you to understand the topic deeper and deeper, to see how can you describe a coffee topic from different perspectives, right? A couple more facts here, which the website WikiHow gives us. So it's the decaf blends of coffee still have about 5 milligrams of caffeine. So it means that you're still having your little amount of caffeine every decaffeinated cup of coffee, right? So you just need to make sure that you know about this, right? So you're not completely going out of caffeine, but you're kind of controlling it and you're having not much. So this is a very small amount of caffeine. So you're good. You can also try replacing coffee with herbal teas since they don't contain caffeine. Yeah, you know, it's not good to jump from coffee to tea because if I'm not mistaken, black tea contains even more caffeine, and caffeine, if I'm not mistaken. But you need to jump to herbal teas. Herbal teas, it's you have green tea, black tea, and herbal tea. It's like chamomile, right? Or some other kind of flowers. Whatever flower you're having, this is the herbal tea. It's good for your health. It can be a good doctor for you. You know, I love herbs and they really help to treat many diseases and troubles. So take this chance, right? And try to drink the tea with herbs, right? So these two great statements here. It's the number 2. Now we have the recommendation number 3. Very funny one, by the way. Eat an apple in the morning for energy without anxious side effects. I'll read it again. Eat an apple in the morning for energy without anxious side effects. So, first of all, I will give my own comment with this statement. So, what they recommend is here, they recommend us to eat one apple a day because it keeps your doctor away. Okay. So an apple a day keeps your doctor away. So eat an apple in the morning for energy, and without anxious side effects, you will live much better, right? So okay, just a replacement of coffee cup with an apple, right? Simply speaking here. So apples contains natural sugars and variety of nutrients that stimulate you like caffeine without any jitters. Jitters, do you remember what jitter is? I know you know. I know. Okay, let's begin. Jitters, it's when your hands are shaking, that's the jitters, right? So when apples contain a lot of sugars and big variety of nutrients, that possibility of an apple can stimulate you like caffeine drink without any jitters and other terrible problems, okay? Rather than pouring a cup of coffee in the morning, grab your favorite variety of apple for a quick breakfast. This is the best option for you guys because this is really a good thing for you. So you're not trying to have a big portions of apples, right? You're trying to have just a one little apple. You can cut it into slices. It's still fine. So rather than pouring a cup of coffee, do not drink your coffee in the morning. So grab your favorite variety of apple. You can find the best apples available on your marketplace, right? And then have a breakfast with it. So apples release nutrients slowly in your body, so you are less likely to experience a crash later on. Okay, this is a very important comment here. So apples release nutrients slowly in your body. So you need to make sure that you understand this statement. So nutrients, it's like little, it's a little components of apple, which gives you good things for your body, right? It gives a lot of good things to your body, and it's called nutrients. For example, when the food has a lot of good things, you call food nutritious. You say, oh my God, what a nutritious meal. It has a lot of calories, good calories, right? So because there are a lot of nutrients inside, right? So how do you call the food which has a lot of nutrients inside? Of course, it's a nutritious food, right? And apples are nutritious, right? Isn't it? Yes. So slowly, apples gives us, releases to us some nutrients slowly in our body. And we're less likely to experience a crash later on. What does it mean, crash? It's this feeling when you realize that you don't have coffee inside of you anymore, and yes, that's called withdrawal or it's called crash, right? Or crash. So yeah, it's a very bad thing. So I hate crashes. When you feel a big lack of energy and you're like, oh my God, I need another cup of coffee. You call it a crash. A crash, okay? So what do you call a crash? A car accident? Yeah, you can call it a car accident, but in our topic, instead of our context, we use the word a crash with the context of coffee. When you feel very, very bad, right? When you have no energy. It's called a crash, okay? Let's go to the fourth one, right? So the fourth recommendation here is try a protein-rich breakfast if you need lasting energy. Yes, I love it. So let's give a comment here. I will read it again. Try a protein-rich breakfast if you need lasting energy. Yep. So when you have a beautiful breakfast, a lot of proteins inside, so you're fine. You have a lot of energy after all, right? So you need lasting energy. It means your body getting and giving you an energy for a long time, right? So through some time. And that's what we're looking for with a protein-rich breakfast. Of course, you can eat just your porridge and you're good, but it's only carbs. It's good, slow carbs too, but protein provides you better lasting energy for your day and you don't feel very bad. Okay, so rather than sugar breakfast cereals, make yourself some eggs or protein shake. You can also try enriched cereals or oatmeal for something quick and easy. Since protein breaks down throughout the day, you'll naturally feel more energetic. Okay, so actually, it's just the logical idea of good food or good diet. So when you have a good breakfast, your coffee is just the support. Okay, it's just a support for you. It gives you some good mood, it gives you some caffeine, but your energy source is not the coffee in general. Okay, your main general source of energy is your protein rich, good breakfast. So, highly recommended to you to not eat cereals. Cereals, it's a very bad sugar, a lot of sugar, right? It's like Cosmo Stars or Nesquik, these chocolate balls, Choco Balls, Choco Puffs, whatever. So all of that is cereals, and you don't want that because it has a lot of carbs, a lot of sugars. We don't need this. We need protein and slow carbs. Okay, so that's why oatmeal is good. Oatmeal, it's like an easy way, porridge, right? So you can eat this, or you can eat the normal porridge. You can boil your oatmeal, right? And oats, right? And you'll be fine. So next, what we can have, or what another comment they give us, it's the avoid any simple refined foods like white bread or donuts, since they sugary and you may experience a sugar crash. Okay, another crash, right? What kind of crash do we have here, guys? Yeah. Is it a coffee crash? No, it's not a coffee crash. It's a sugar crash. It's another way of crashes, right? So we have different crashes, car crashes, sugar crashes, coffee crashes, right? And heroin crashes, whatever. Okay, I don't want to say anything about that. But anyway, so we want to avoid sugar crashes. So we need to avoid any simple refined foods. It means produced, not produced, but with a lot of preservatives or pre-cooked food. We don't need this. We need totally clean and nice food. So simple refined food is not good for us. So it means white bread is not good for us. Donuts is not good for us. Snickers is not good for us. All different types of chocolates is not good for us. So we need oatmeal or good eggs, omelet, whatever you guys eat, right? I don't know what do you eat every day, but good breakfast is the way, okay? So it's the number 4. Number 5 is we need to have less coffee each day to avoid symptoms of withdrawal. Oh, that's a word, withdrawal, right? So this is the synonym for the word crash. So withdrawal, it's a feeling when your body asking the energy you got back, okay? It means you feel energized after you've had your coffee, right? But then your body's saying, hey, man, I've spent that energy. Now give it back to me. And then you feel this crash or withdrawal. Withdrawal, it's a pretty popular word. You can use it in the financial topics, right? So, for example, you go to the bank and you have a withdrawal from your account. So you're getting your money from your account. It's a withdrawal, but the financial withdrawal, right? It's a debit, credit withdrawal, whatever you have there. So this is a different context here, right? So we have symptoms of withdrawal related to the coffee addiction. So when you're not having your coffee daily, you're having this headache, or you feel very big lack of energy, this is the withdrawal, okay? So, and recommendation number 5 is we have less coffee each day to avoid symptoms of withdrawal. We know that withdrawal is we cannot avoid it, right? Unavoidable, right? But we try to control it day after day. We can use the recommendation number 1 with our journaling, right? So we can drink 1 cup a week. It's not a big crash gonna happen with you, right? So only a small crash gonna happen with you, so we're gonna be fine. So that's what we're looking for, right? So we need just one little cup of coffee every week. Not a big cuts, right? So let's start with that. So what they say here, while you can quit coffee cold turkey. Well, I will start again. Sorry, guys. While you can quit coffee cold turkey, you might suffer from headaches, fatigue, or difficulty focusing. If you regularly have 3 cups of coffee during the day, try cutting it down to 2 instead. Okay, this is pretty the same thing or what they said about the first recommendation. So we can say that this is pretty the same, okay? So during the next week, limit yourself to a cup a day. Slowly wean yourself to fewer and smaller cups to gradually reduce the amount of caffeine your body relies on. Okay, pretty the same word said in the first, right? The first one, right? We had number 1 about tracking how much coffee do we drink every day. So it's pretty the same. We're trying to cut off some coffee cups, right? And then we're feeling much better because the withdrawal symptoms are not that obvious or banal, so we're good. So a couple more comments here. Caffeine withdrawals aren't dangerous and usually go away on their own after a few days. And it's true, yeah, it's not very bad. It's not not very bad, okay? But still, it's very, very big issues can happen with you when you have a big energy loss. So you feel like you're very tired or you feel lazy. Nobody wants to feel that, right? So that's why caffeine withdrawals are big, okay? So the second comment here is try drinking a cup of coffee only when you need a mental boost, such as sitting through a long seminar or going on a long drive. That way you aren't as reliant on it daily. Yeah, you're right. So it's kind of the recommendation then you try to drink a cup of coffee only when you really need it, right? If you can endure life without it, you're good. But try to avoid your coffee and drink it only when you feel a big need, okay? When the person in need help indeed, drink your coffee, man. So, okay, I'm just kidding here. So number six, it's the next state. And the recommendation number 6 is about waiting 1 hour after waking up to have a cup of coffee. Oh, that's funny. So you're just waiting 1 hour after waking up to have a cup of coffee. This is very weird. I've never had any troubles with my coffee addiction that bad, okay? I'm completely fine with waiting. So 1 hour, it's not a big deal, so I can wait 1 hour or 2 hours, but I need 1 cup of coffee just to start my day normally, right? If I want to have a good mood with a taste of coffee, it's like the symbolism or it's like the signature of a good start, You feel the coffee in your mouth, this beautiful flavor, you have a good breakfast, and then it means it's like a ritual for you, right? So it's a ritual which shows you that the day is starting, it's going well, you're fine. But when you're not having your coffee, when you're not having your breakfast, it's the road to the catastrophe. So this is not a right way to do. So your body produces cortisol after you wake up, which naturally helps you feel more energetic. Okay, I'm not sure about this. So my cortisol is not that big or high, right? So I need more cortisol to feel more excited in the morning. So I feel very tired sometimes, right? If you normally brew coffee right away in the morning, try waiting a little while after you wake up to see how your body reacts. Okay, it's fine. By the way, guys, do you know what does it mean brew? We had that word before already, but I just want to ask you, do you understand this? So brewing, when you're brewing your coffee, you're kind of preparing your coffee. And the process of brewing, it's like the process of putting tea pack into the hot water. And when you're just waiting, it's brewing, okay? When you're brewing your coffee, you can use the special gadgets, right? The coffee machine, for example, and then you can just brew your coffee with just powder, right? Coffee powder and hot water. It's still fine. It's brewing automatically, right? So you just need give it a time, and then you'll find. So you'll be fine. That's the way how you can brew something. And you know how you call the people who make beer? Yeah, you call them brewers, right? So brewers, they make beer, right? And when you make coffee, you're not a brewer, but you're just barista, right? If you're doing it professionally, but you can make yourself a coffee, and it's fine. You can brew a fresh coffee. It's a more professional way to say the phrase to make coffee, right? To brew a coffee or to brew a cup of tea or coffee is the way to be more professional and more into the language, right? More deep into the language. So that's the way. So next we're trying to go a little bit deeper here, and I try to read the comment they have here about waiting 1 hour after waking up to have a cup of coffee. So your body produces cortisol after you wake up, which naturally helps you feel more energetic. We got it. If you normally brew a cup of coffee right away in the morning, try waiting a little while, right? A little while after you wake up to see how your body reacts. When you say a little while, it means a little, right? A little. Give it a time. Give it a second, a minute, whatever. Give it a little while after you wake up to see how your body reacts. If you're feeling awake without coffee in the morning, try pushing your cup to the mid-morning or afternoon instead. So they kind of recommend us to drink it later. Okay, not a big deal. If we can do it, we will do it. So the number 7, right? Distract yourself whenever your coffee, distract yourself whenever you have a coffee craving. Another good phrase, by the way, coffee craving. You remember we talked with you about obsession, about bad habits, about my sugar addiction, right? So coffee addiction, craving, it's pretty the same. It's like, I want it. Give it to me, right? You say, give it to me when you really want something. It's called craving. For example, some people, they have sugar cravings. So you need chocolate. You're not wanting chocolate, you're needing it, okay? So this is the craving. This is a very bad thing. So, and what they say here, distract yourself whenever you have a coffee craving. It means you slap yourself. No, do not slap yourself. So don't touch your cheeks with your hand. So don't do it. Don't slap yourself. Distract yourself. It means read a book probably, right? Watch a movie or TV channel. Whatever distraction is fine for you. Play a computer game, Minecraft, Skyrim, whatever you play. I don't know. I don't play right now. I have only MacBook Air and I don't have games on it. So sorry guys, I'm kind of out of gaming right now. But still, I don't need these distractions because I'm a smart ass. I know what to do. Right now, by the way, I'm reading Cicerone. Is it Cicerone? I need to double check the pronunciation in English. Give me a sec. I will be in touch with you guys. I want to check how it will be Cicerone in English. I'm very curious. See, that's how you live in English, right? You just check how Cicero, right? Cicero. Yeah, this is the correct pronunciation. Cicero, right? I read a book about public speaking. So the author is Cicero. Mark Tully, right? If I'm not mistaken, Mark Tully. Cicero, it's just his nickname, okay? So it's not his real surname. It's like Plato, it's not his real surname. It's just his nickname, right? Plato or Cicero, right? It's just nicknames. And by the way, do you know that Plato was a very big judo fighter? I mean, he was very good at martial arts, by the way. He was very powerful. That's why he had this nickname, Plato. It means very wide-shouldered, right? I mean, wide-shouldered. He had a big and powerful body. His shoulders were very wide, and that's why people gave him this beautiful nickname, Plato. Plato means, wide-shouldered guy. So anyway, guys, sorry with my distraction. I want to come back. And Cicero is a good guy, and it's a good book about public speaking, which I'm reading right now. But I'm distracting myself with reading, and it's a very good thing. Let's see what the website is giving to us. So when you feel the urge to get a cup of coffee, try chatting with a friend, checking social media, or taking a break to read a book. Okay, my option is here as well. So, urge, right? This is a good word. Do you know what's urge? For example, you feel the urge, or you have an urge, right? Urgent, right? Urgently, right? You should do things urgently. So what this construction is all about? It's about accidents, right? And when the situation when you really need to do something very fast, right? You have no time to wait. It's an urge, right? Urgent, right? The message which your boss sent to you, right, was very urgent. So please do something now. Do it urgently, okay? So when you feel the urge to get a cup of coffee, so this big need right now and right here, so try to chat with your friend, check the social media, use your mobile phone, blah, blah, blah. So you're distracting yourself with that. Or read a book. So keep yourself distracted for a few minutes until the craving passes so you don't feel the need to rely on coffee later in the day. Okay. So, we should work on our cravings, right? So we need to wait when your craving passes. And this is very hard to do, guys. It's not so easy, right? It's easy to say, but not that easy to do with everything. I mean, when your teacher's saying to you, okay, just do your homework, you'll be fine. It's easy to say, but not easy to do. You should use a lot of, energy particles inside of you, right, to start doing something. This is very hard. So, and a couple more fragments here. Be careful of things that trigger your desire for coffee, right? Triggering, right? The things which triggers you, distracts you in a bad way. For example, you smell coffee, right? It smells beautiful. It smells delicious. But it triggers your desire. It triggers your craving. So that's why be careful. Be careful of these things, right? For example, if you drive past a cafe on your way to work, look for a different route to take. Yeah, so when you have a McDonald's, for example, on your way, so do not use this road, use another road, because this is... every habit is very hard to control. That's why it's better to use another way than use the old way. If you're still craving coffee, get a decaf blend or try drinking tea since it has less caffeine. Okay, we already discussed it, so I think we don't need any comments here. Pretty understandable, right? But do you remember what is the synonym for the word this... Okay, I already forgot that. Sorry, guys. So let me say it again. Do you remember the synonym for the word, it's my sugar, what I said about sugar again? It's my. When you want something so much, help me, guys. You need to say it. You say it and I memorize it very fast, right? I don't want to use this new word for you guys. I remember that one. That's a good thing why you should learn many, many words, because it's easier to speak when you forgot one word. You can use another one and etc. So it's very cool. So, okay, this word is, it's my, what is that? Addiction, of course, right? Yes. Okay. So what is the synonym of your addiction? Of course, it's this beautiful craving, right? When you really want something, you're addicted. You have this craving. It's terrible, right? It's this obsessive feeling, right? Which goes into your body, and you cannot do anything about it. Oh my God, how hard is that? Yeah, so take care of it. All right, number 8, the last one, what they have is take a walk outside to beat midday fatigue. Mm-hmm. The good word here is fatigue. What is fatigue? Fatigue, it's the feeling when you have no motivation. For example, you worked a lot and then, you have this fatigue, this feeling when you're like, oh, you don't want to do anything, like, oh my God. All right. So it's called tiredness, right? Tiredness or fatigue, right? I cannot say it's a de-stress. Yeah, it could be a de-stress as well. So de-stress, fatigue, tiredness, right? So all of these things are about the word fatigue. It's like the feeling when you feel lazy and you have a lot of laziness inside. So you take a walk outside to beat midday fatigue, to beat this struggle, right? If you're losing energy by the afternoon, pop outside and go for a quick 10 minutes walk. Keep a brisk pace so you stay alert and energized. So brisk, it's like not very slow, right? Brisk pace. So it's like a sport walk, okay? So when you have a brisk pace, you stay alert and energized. So your muscles pumped, right? Your blood is pumping as well. So you're good. Find the time to get up on your feet every day to help you feel refreshed and kick the habit of having an afternoon coffee. Yes. So to kick the habit, easy to say, but not easy to do. You can start with running. For example, I like running. I run pretty always, right? I think I always run. And that it gives me a lot of energy, and it really helps with your morning addictions. I mean, if you wake up and you have a little run or jog, so you come back home and you're already energized. You don't need a coffee, right? You can just wait for a while because you're already refreshed. And I swim in the lake. I love my lake, and I love to swim inside of there. You know, I just love it. And it really refreshes me better than coffee. So you can use your own technique. You can have a cold shower, or you can have something else. Whatever is good for you. You can drink just water with lemon. It's still energizing. It's energizing nicely. You know, I can say for sure. So a little comment here. Getting daily exercise can also improve your mood and make you healthier. Okay, it's pretty true, right? Getting daily exercise can also improve your mood and make you healthier. Like I said, do the running or push-ups or little shaping activity, and you'll be fine. And that's how we go to the third statement, is living a healthy lifestyle. It's the last thing what we actually should do, because coffee, it's all about bad habits, right? And we should concentrate our attention on good things to do. I don't want to do a big revision here. There are a lot of here, by the way. But I would say just a couple things, right? We should eat meals with complex carbs. Like I said, it's slow carbs, complex carbs, and protein for lasting energy. We discussed it already. We should moderate aerobic exercise regularly to relieve stress. Again, so do more activities, you'll be fine. And practice deep breathing to curb your anxiety, right? To remove your anxiety, you can do meditation. You can do something with your breathing, like maybe mantra or whatever you like. So whatever you prefer for your own activity. So I love mantra or chanting, right? Very cool techniques because your mind has better concentration after all. So, and another thing, stop drinking alcohol and smoking, because you know what? Every single habit has the connector or trigger, right? When you drink alcohol, probably you're gonna need some energy to refresh yourself and refresh your body, right? And most people at night, they drink some alcohol, and then in the end, they're just drinking a cup of coffee just to feel energized, to feel refreshed. And some people, they smoke cigarettes with coffee, which very, very bad. So that's why think of your overall lifestyle, right? Healthy lifestyle gives better options how to avoid any troubles or issues with your addictions, right? In general, okay? So that's all what I wanted to say to you guys today. I'm already on the 47th or 49th minute today, and I think it's pretty enough for today, guys. I had a lot of fun here. Of course, that's my first read. I never do any preparations for my podcast because my idea of public speaking is to be to be a speaker, not the guy who is preparing things all the time. And I highly recommend you to study the language with the same idea. You don't need to be prepared for all type of conversations. You need to have this random, okay? You need this random lifestyle, and you never know what kind of conversation you're going to face while you're traveling. And that's why it's good to practice your English without any type of preparation. Don't write anything down. Just listen, and say things no matter how, no matter what you're saying. React as more as you can, right? If you don't understand this podcast episode, I'm telling you, just listen it again, right? Listen it again. Don't concentrate on grammar. My grammar is not that perfect. I'm not the native speaker, so I'm still learning. I'm still practicing my language as well. And it's another goal for me to be better at grammar. But anyway, do whatever it takes to improve your language experience as more as you can, and do it with our Emotional English podcast. I'm trying to upload one new episode every week for you guys, and just subscribe. Give me a comment on my social networks, social medias. So go to my Emotional English Instagram channel, right? It's just instagram.com/bondarison. I have a TikTok channel with some videos in English, right? So it's bondarison.english on TikTok. Then you can send me your message to WhatsApp if you want to see my contact details. So just go to my website, danilabondarenko.ru. So go to vk.com. It's the Russian social network, right? vk.com. And so I have my page there as well. So if you guys are okay with that, just go there and let's stay in touch. I have the group on VK Emotional English Club. And if you want to see a specific topic, right, on our podcast, just let me know with your comment, with your message. Give me your feedbacks, and speak English emotionally, effortlessly, fulfilled with energy, positively, and you will achieve your goal, because this is the way how we learn the language. Thank you all. I hug you all, guys. I kiss you all. Let's stay in touch, and I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day. And yeah, let me give you a little one more moment here. So I want to say that next week I'm going to be on a specific trip to Moscow. So I have a philosophy camp event. So right after the philosophy camp event, I'm coming back home. It's like 19th of July. And I think I will make 2 more episodes this week from 19th until like 24th or 23rd. So I will make 2 podcast episodes for you guys. I promise you guys I'll do it. Just give me some time to rest, because I'm really exhausted right now. I need some time to relax. I just came back from my Black Sea trip, and I'm still not ready for my lessons and other things, because you know what? I'm very, packed with activities in English, and I really need to recover my mind, to recover my energy, and then I'll be ready to continue our journey. So thank you all, and I see you very soon. Bye-bye.